Welcome back. Now in this lecture we are going to look at one-to-one eloquent relationship. And one-to-one relationship is very basic relation where one of the tables has a key that references the ID of the other table. So we're going to use an example of a user model and a phone model where the user model will be associated with one phone. And to define that relationship, we're going to use the hasOne, that is placing the phone method on the user model. And then on the inverse of that relationship, we're going to place the user method on the phone model, which will use the belongsTo. So in this relationship, we're going to create the phone and the user model, and then the phone's table and the user's table. But the user model and the user's table is already created. So the only thing we're going to create is the phone model and the phone's table. And remember something else about foreign key. Eloquent will assume and determine the foreign key for us for this relationship. And Eloquent always takes the snake case to determine that foreign key. That is suffixing that owning model with the ID. And in this case, you'll see the owning model is the user underscore ID. You can override this convention by passing in a second argument with the custom foreign key that you want to use other than the user ID. So let's see how this relationship is done. So just like I've said, we have the user model and the user's table, and the user's table is already on the database. So let's create the phone table and the phone model. So I'm going to run PHP, that is artisan make model, and then the name of the model will be phone. Remember that to follow that naming convention for creating models, it must be in singular and capitalized. And I'm going to flag this with -m so that it creates two files at once. That is a migration table and a model at once. Enter. So we had a typo here of this PHP artisan make. We need a colon. So PHP artisan make model. Again, the name of the model is phone -m. So model and migration table created successfully. Let's go to the, so let's start with the table. So here we're going to add the name of the phone, that is the name column. It will be a string and then the name of the phone. Then we need to add so this one will be unsigned big integer. User ID, and then the foreign, user ID, that is references the ID on the user's table. So on delete, do what? Cascade. Make sure you save. Now let's work on the models, the relation between these two models. So split right and then split left. Close this. So let's start with the user model where we're going to place the phone method. So here we're going to get the phone record associated with the user. So first is a comment. get the records, that is the phone records. And then let's create that method, and this one will be phone. So return this hasOne. So phone hasOne, and then app, that is phone. So one user has one phone. So remember, here you can use the other method, that is using the class method. So like this, the phone class. So that is an alternative you can also use. And remember, here you can pass a second argument if you don't want to use the user ID as the foreign key. That is passing a second argument with the custom foreign key that you want to use. Let's say, for example, you call it author ID. So you can also do that. Now let's go to the phone model. So here we are going to get the user that owns the phone. So get the user that owns the phone. Then the method, this one is user. So this one is the inverse of that relationship. We are going to use the belongsTo. So return this belongsTo app user. Again, you can pass a second argument with a custom foreign key that you want to use other than the user ID. So save, and let's migrate that file. So on the terminal, I'm going to run php artisan migrate. So table migrated. Let's see from the php myadmin. I'm going to refresh, and here we have that fonts table. Click on that, and here you'll see all the columns. So let's try to insert something, and here you'll see we have the ID, the name, user ID, and you can click and browse the foreign key from that user's table. And here you'll see we have two users, so let me choose one. So the ID, I'm going to have one, and then the name, Samsung, that is the name of the phone, the date, and then save. So saved successfully. Let's try to insert something else. So this one will be ID 2, the name of the phone, Nokia, and then we're going to use user 2, the date that is created at, save. So let's use Tinker to get to see whether this relationship is working, that is to get information from another table. So boot up the Tinker. So php artisan Tinker. So first, let's get all the phones. So here we have all the phones, that is Samsung and the Nokia, and the Samsung is owned by user ID 1 and Nokia is owned by user ID 2. So let's find one who owns ID 1, sorry, who owns Samsung. So user, So find one, that is the user. Sorry, we made a mistake there. So user, so find one. So as you can see, user ID 1. Let's see the name of that user who owns this Samsung. So that is user so that is find one user. So as you can see, this is the name of that user who owns this phone called Samsung. So that relationship is working, and I'll see you in the next lecture.